and welcome to Let's Talk Money. I'm Vivek Law. This is the show where we chat about money. Today we'll discuss how to invest in real estate and what are the benefits of investing in the property market. Now, everyone's dream is to own a house, and if you're planning to buy one and are still confused, then don't worry. Today we will talk about how to invest in the property market and the points you need to keep in mind while buying one. Now, we always come across people who say that investing in property is the safest bet one can have. Now, it may have been true, and property investment has given good returns in last 30 years, but from the last 2 years, the real estate sector is not performing well at all, and investors are paying for that. Long-term investment in property can still give you the best results, but for the right investment, you need the right suggestions.
From the last 2 years, we have seen a boom in the property market, which in result has attracted many investors towards the real estate market. If talk about the growth, the boom in the real estate industry started in the year 2004 and 2010. During the boom period, people earned great returns on their money without much effort. This is the reason why many investors still think that property is the safest investment in the portfolio.
Real estate investments are typically mid to long-term investments. I would not recommend short-term investment in real estate. So look at an investment of at least 4 to 5 years. And also importantly, please ensure that real estate as part of your total investment portfolio is only a certain percentage. It should not be the dominant, the sole or the dominant investment.
In the hope of earning good returns, people invested heavily in the real estate market. Builders also launched several new projects, as a result of which supply got more than the demand. There was a slowdown in the real estate market due to which many projects got delayed and investors faced huge losses. In the NCR markets, there is an average delay of 23 months. Mumbai metropolitan region witnessed an average delay of 18 to 24 months. In South India, there is average delay of 14 to 16 months. Situation has become so bad that the real estate market has given returns less than the bank's FD. In few markets, return from savings account is more than real estate sector. The biggest issue faced by buyers is the inability of the builders to deliver project on time. For example, in the NCR and Mumbai metropolitan region, only 20% and 15% projects are running on schedule. There has been sharp correction in the property prices as well. According to the report of Lysis Porras, prices of real estate in Delhi and NCR has fallen by 2%. In Hyderabad and Pune, prices have increased just by 7%. In Chennai, the rise is not more than 5%. If we look at the inflation-adjusted returns, then we will find that most of the property has given negative returns so far. Experts say the scenario would not change much in the future as well.
The investors should be doing their research well. They should look at track record of the projects, look at the banks that have invested, that are giving loans on that project. Do your due diligence, speak to the experts in the market, and only then invest in real estate.
If we compare rental income with returns from other asset classes, the scenario is not very promising. Rental income from commercial property is around 8 to 10%. Yearly rental income from residential is around 2%. Growth in residential property prices is much faster than commercial property. One can get low-cost home loans for residential property easily, but it is difficult to get the same for commercial properties.
Whether you are investing in commercial properties or residential properties, I would suggest that the investment should be for a longer term horizon. Real estate as an asset class is a longer term asset class, and therefore the investment horizon should be at least 5 to 7 years.
The real estate sector has given quick returns in the past, but now it's time to relook at it. Real estate market has become more mature, and it is advisable to invest for the long term. Go with a horizon of 7 to 10 years and expect modest returns of 10 to 12%. So don't wait, make your dreams come true in real estate.
So as we've seen through our report that to get good returns from the real estate industry, one has to keep a long-term view. To get more details as to how one should invest in real estate, we have our guest Anuj Puri joining us. He's the chairman at Jones Lang LaSalle. Thank you very much, Anuj, for joining us. My first question to you, real estate prices have been subdued for a while now. Do you see them falling further?
Certainly, Vivek, we've hit a low, because I can say is that the situation, what it was today, was worse off, say about 18 months ago. Since the Modi government has come in mid of last year, we've seen that there has been an economic momentum. We've seen the interest rates come down. If the developer community had to crack on the prices, they would have done it at that stage. I think today they are very clear that this is now at the bottom, and from here we're going to see a price rise of between sort of 5 to 7% in various markets. So clearly I feel that between today and over the next 2 quarters, perhaps till the end of the year, this calendar year, it's a good time to buy a home, and after that one would have missed the bus. The same way that one has missed the bus today on the commercial office, because the commercial offices over the last 12-18 months have gone up by 25 to 30%. And I feel is we're just at that cusp now where the property prices will start to increase for various reasons. I don't think you're going to see a further downward trend from what the prices are today.
So do you think, Anuj, this is a good time to invest?
I do want to categorize the investors into 2 categories. One is the speculators. And particularly in the NCR region, we've seen speculators being very active. I think the market needs to understand that real estate is not a speculator's game. It's not a stock market. It's not a liquid market that you can come in, go out, you can buy a property, try and sell it to another investor in 4 months' time, and the other investor sells it to the third investor in another 4 months' time, and each one makes money. That's not what the game is. So if somebody is looking to come back and try and play that game, I think is that market completely is over for India. I think that speculation of buying on the pre-approval stage, and as the construction goes on, you try and flip the property, that's gone, and that's history today. If you are an investor and you're looking at a time horizon of between 18 months to 4 years, then now is the time to be able to go out and buy the property.
The other big problem, Anuj, that consumers have faced has been a large number of delays in projects, some even running into years. And that's not gone down well with a lot of investors and consumers. What should you do as a consumer right now?
Yeah, and that's absolutely correct, Vivek, and it is very scary. And I have a lot of connect with the buyers on that particular point. I feel is a lot of it is self-inflicted, and a lot of it is also because of the delays in the approvals. Why I say self-inflicted by the developers on themselves is they may have given unrealistic timelines to begin with. Some of them have had financial indiscipline, that the installments came in and they were utilized rather than to construct the property to buy another parcel of land. And some of it is that they have over leveraged in other projects, and they're using the money from the buyer through installments into deleveraging the other projects, rather than concentrating on completing the construction of the project for which they are getting installments. So I think those are the various reasons why there have been time delays. I do feel that as this market comes out of this sort of emerging phase into a more mature phase, you're going to find differentiation between category A developers and then B and C. We have huge, thousands and thousands and maybe even lakhs of developers across India. Market cannot have that huge number of developers or stakeholders in any market globally. I think that is going to get consolidated. You're going to see the buyer becoming very wary of going and buying properties under construction of a developer who's not known. And you will now start to see that people are happy to pay a 10, 15, 20% premium to a good quality developer who they know have a past track record of delivering, and not go to a developer who does not have either a past track record or is completely new in the game.
If we were to segregate the 2 categories, Anuj, there is the investors and then there are the end-use buyers. From an end-use buyer point of view, if the feeling is that property prices are not going to go down any further, then is this the time that you should be buying a place if it is for your end use?
Absolutely, Vivek. I do feel until the end of this calendar year, it's a good time, but I will put in several caveats for that home buyer. make sure that when you're buying into the product or the project, you've done due diligence on the past track record of the developer, as we discussed in the earlier question. Make sure that the approvals are all there for this project. Make sure that there is a financial closure on that project, and that the developer has the financial wherewithal to be able to go ahead and complete the project. If you think these four are not there, don't be a speculator, don't take risk, and don't jump into buying just because it's cheaper and you think that the approvals or somehow the developer will be able to complete the project. So that's what I would say is good time to go ahead and buy. But those are the four main caveats that a home buyer should look at.
One of the big issues which this sector faces, and we've been talking about this for years now, Anuj, is the fact that there is no regulator. Now, there has been talk of this for many, many years now, but it still is not a reality. Is that something that concerns you? And investors must keep in mind that there is no regulator who's going to help you get your money back if you've lost your money.
Yes, absolutely, Vivek. And I do hope that real estate regulation bill does come in. I know that there are various stakeholders who are objecting to it, but I can tell you, Vivek, a good developer should support. There are certain amendments to the real estate regulation bill which the government is wanting to bring in, but I do feel, certainly for the consumer it's good. I do feel even for the real estate sector, the various stakeholders, financial institutions and the developers, it's a good act because it will take out a lot of riffraff. The only thing that I would say, Vivek, in that is that one of the key stakeholders, which is the government themselves or the local authorities, have not been included. And they should be included as a part of that act so that there is equal onus onto the local authorities when it comes in approving the plans.
Well, it's time to take a quick break here on Let's Talk Money. After coming back from the break, we will discuss more about the real estate sector and good returns from real estate. To discuss that, we're in conversation with Anuj Puri.
Thank you, Vivek.
Joining me now is Richa Gupta. She has a question pertaining to her decision to buy property in Bangalore. Hi, Richa. Good talking to you.
Hi, Vivek.
You mentioned in your mail that you have a goal that you want to buy a house in Bangalore, and at the same time you've talked about wanting to buy something with a one-year horizon. So I'm a bit confused. Why do you want to invest? Are you buying it for staying there, or are you buying it as an investment?
No. I want to buy it for staying. But what I have put as one-year horizon is because mostly in Bangalore, how the scenario in real estate is like most of the projects are under construction. Right. So my maximum time horizon is like within a year I want to buy a house who is ready for occupation.
Okay, so your time horizon is for the possession of the flat and not for the investment?
No, for the
And you're buying this for your own end use?
Yeah, for my own use because I'm here working and I've been here in Bangalore for like more than 6 years now.
Right. And this is your first real estate that you are going to be owning?
No, one I have in Noida.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's from an investment point?
Yeah, that's from an investment point of view.
And Anuj, Bangalore it is as far as Richa is concerned. She does have a property in Noida. She's looking at something in Bangalore that's going to be ready within a year for possession. What is your advice to her?
Bangalore is my favorite city. The amount of economic activity, leasing activity, all the multinational corporations, e-commerce companies. So there is a huge amount of job creation that is happening. The second very good point of Bangalore is, unlike Delhi and Mumbai, the swing in the prices hasn't happened. It has gone gradually up, and we see the momentum continuing with the sales. So clearly, the best city today to go out and buy, I would say 3 or 4 micro markets that she should look at. One is the Whitefield area. The second is the outer ring road area. And the third is the old Madras road. And there are several projects of very good developers in these 3 micro markets. And she should consider any of those projects of reputed developers in these markets.
Next up, we have an SMS from Chandani Singh. She's 27 years old and she writes to us, I possess a property in Noida, Sector 52, which I have purchased in 2012 for 50 lakh rupees. I now want to sell that property, but due to lack of buyers in the market, I'm facing a lot of problems. Please suggest how should I sell that property and what are the options available in the market? I want to invest the amount in some commercial property so that I can earn good returns from time to time. Anuj, pretty straight question. She's finding it again difficult to get out of this property. 2012 is when she's invested, Sector 52, Noida. She wants to pull the money out from here and put it in a commercial property. What would your advice be?
So two separate questions, Vivek, on this. One is really that she's invested into a property in Noida and she wants to dispose. Given where the Noida and the greater Noida residential market is, she's going to find it tough to sell. There has been a lot of supply in that market that has come out, and there is still a lot of unsold supply with developers. So clearly from that perspective, it is going to take time for her to be able to find a buyer for her property until such time that a lot of that supply with the developers starts to get absorbed or sold. So she will need to have patience. My guess is it's between 12 to 24 months. She will need to wait before she finds in buyers approaching her for her property. The second question that she asked is that I want to utilize that money to buy a commercial property. Vivek, there I would be hesitant to recommend her. It's a good idea to go out and invest and buy a commercial property because the returns are far superior than what you get on the residential. So for example, in commercial property, you get 8 to 10% annual return. In residential, you get between 1.5 to 3%, whilst the appreciation is a lot more on residential than commercial. But the trouble is that on 50 lakh, which is what I assume her sum is going to be for investment, she's not going to get a good commercial property. And if she's not going to get a good commercial property, unlikely that the occupier in that property is going to be of any repute. And when the lease comes to an end, it will be very difficult to vacate that property if the occupier is not of repute. So I'm saying in commercial, you need to have a larger sum of money. I would say is that at least 5 crores upwards before you start to look at investing into commercial properties so that you have a occupier or a tenant of repute who honors the lease commitment.
It's time now to wrap up this edition of Let's Talk Money. Next week, we will discuss life insurance. If you have any query related to insurance, then do write into us at letstalkmoney@aajtak.com. Goodbye for now. Have a nice weekend.